Let's head on now to Abuja, where Maokwe Ogun Yusuf is standing by with more on the news at 10. Hi, Maokwe.
Hello, Amarachi. Welcome to the Federal Capital Territory. Well, we're starting off in the court. The Supreme Court has reserved judgment in an appeal filed by the Cross River State government, urging the Apex Court to, as a court of first instance, decide whether the president acted in line with the Constitution to suspend the CJN, Justice Walter Onnoghen. The Attorney General of the Cross River State, who filed the suit on behalf of the state, asked the court to determine if the president did not give himself a fiat to act outside the Constitution and if by his action he has arrogated to himself the power to alter the law as he deems fit. A federal high court sitting in Lagos has asked parties to give oral testimonies in a suit filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's the EFCC, seeking final forfeiture of about $8.4 million and 7.4 billion naira linked to Mrs. Patience Jonathan, the wife of the former president. In the judgment, Justice Mojisola Olatoregun held that there was conflicting affidavit evidence which can best be resolved if respective parties are called upon to give oral evidence. The respondents are Mrs. Jonathan, Globus Integrated Services Limited, Finchley Top Homes Limited, AM to PM Global Network Limited, Pagmat Oil and Gas Limited, Magal Resort Limited, and Esther Oba. On April the 20th last year, the judge had granted an interim order for the forfeiture of the sums, following a motion ex parte by the EFCC. In her judgment today, the judge first dismissed an application by the respondents seeking to set aside the interim forfeiture orders made in April 2018. The court held that it was satisfied that the EFCC had met the requirements for the grant of the interim orders, since there was no pending suit elsewhere at the time the order was made. The court then adjourned till March 13 and 14 this year. And a federal high court sitting in Port Harcourt today sacked the governorship candidate of the Accord Party, Duomo Lulu Briggs, in River State. Justice Emmanuel Obile ordered that the substituted name of the party's earlier candidate, Precious Barido, be reinstated. Mr. Lulu Briggs, who had been seen as the main challenger for the state's governorship seat after the delisting of the APC, has promised to appeal. And the Federal High Court has sentenced retired Air Vice Marshal Tony Omenyi to 7 years in prison over money laundering charges. The Air Vice Marshal is accused of receiving the sum of 136 million naira from a contractor with the Nigerian Air Force while he was a public officer. The convict, who was a former managing director of the Aeronautical Engineering and Technical Services Limited, a subsidiary company of the Nigerian Air Force, is said to have received the money as kickback. Delivering judgment on the 3 counts preferred against the convict, Justice Nnamdi Dingba sentenced him to 7 years imprisonment on each of the 3 counts, but ruled that the sentences should run concurrently. The judge also ordered that the company, Huze Nigeria Limited, through which the convict was said to have received the bribe for contract sum, be wound up by the federal government. It also ordered that the sum of 62 million naira recovered from the convicts by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission be forfeited to the federal government. And that's all from Abuja. It's back to Lagos now for business news with Kayode Okikiolu.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you, Malfoy, and you're welcome to Business News. Yields on Nigeria's most liquid 10-year bond contracted by 40 basis points to 13.96% today as uncertainty eases for foreign investors following the country's presidential elections. Traders say yields on the benchmark 2028 paper, which is most traded, have been falling, with investors locking in attractive rates. The bond dropped to 14.39% in Wednesday's trade, its lowest in 6 months, from 14.5% on Tuesday and 14.75% the day before Saturday's election. Traders explained that portfolio investors are hitting the market for bonds and treasury bills in order to take advantage of high yield in the fixed income market. GX Foods Limited has launched a new tropical fruit juice into the beverage market. The juice comes in 4 varieties of exotic guava, Zoboblast and ginger lemon. Fruity is a healthy blend of fruits and natural spices that promises to be both nourishing and refreshing.
Distributors, partners, management of GX Foods Limited and other stakeholders gather for the grand launch of the company's latest fruit brand, Fruity Juice.
We're here to launch a brand, a fantastic brand that you will discover at the end of today. But we are also here to introduce GX Foods as an organization to you. And as I say to my colleagues, the guys here, everyone here is a partner.
Without much ado, the product is unveiled.
Wow. I told you we have different surprises to give you. Fruity.
Fruity comes in 4 flavors: exotic, guava, zobo blast and ginger lemon. To ascertain its unique taste and quality, a tasting session is held. The health benefits of Fruity are vast, with its juicy blend of natural ingredients.
Fruity brand is our launch into the market. It is our launch into the market in the area of a fruit drink that is beneficial to the body and also functional. So as you can imagine, nowadays the world is moving beyond just having a refreshing drink, but rather having a drink that is beyond refreshing, that also is nutritional and beneficial.
Fruity is different, and that's why one of the payoff we have for this product is taste the extra. Forget the ordinary, taste the extra. Why? Because even in our choice of variants, we have different variants that are not common in the market. I'll take, for example, the ginger lemon. It's a combination of ginger and lemon, and I don't think you find that in the market. We also have zobo blast, which is a real blast if you taste it. It's a combination of hibiscus, which is the local zobo, ginger, and clove. And of course our secret recipe, which makes it the blast.
Whether it's a party, picnic or business meeting, Fruity gives you that extra punch.
Well, despite impressive full-year 2018 earnings from Dangote Cement, the domestic stock market closed Thursday's trading session deeper in the red. Olayo Adekoke tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Key indicators at the domestic bourse hit fresh lows at the close of Thursday's trading session as investors increased sell pressure across 4 of the major counters of the NSE. The market's main index nosedived by 1.63% to close at 31,718.70, while the equities capitalization dipped by 196 billion naira down to 11.828 trillion naira. The banking sector was most hit from the impact of the profit taking as it plunged by 4.5%, followed by the consumer goods and the oil and gas sectors. However, volume of shares transaction was slightly higher in contrast to Wednesday's session as 411.69 million shares worth 5.26 billion naira changed hands in over 5,300 transactions. The trio of GT Bank, Sunu Assurance and Access Bank were the lead contributors to the overall volume turnover. And that's it on the Stock Market Report. I'm Layo Adegoke.
Well, that's business news for tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Kayode Okikyolu.